Lewis Hamilton has been advised that he should retire from Formula One because of this season's disastrous start. The Mercedes driver and 7-time world champion have had a difficult start to the Formula One season this year. Is he contemplating retirement? Is Hamilton ever going to be at his best again? Mercedes has had porpoising troubles throughout the season and does not look to have the same power edge as prior seasons. Despite modest improvements in performance, particularly in practice, Hamilton could only finish 6th in the Miami Grand Prix, one position behind Russell, and Mercedes remained far below the pace and a shadow of a team that dominated the sport. It puts the 7-time world champion in 6th place in the standings, already a long way behind Ferrari's Charles Leclerc. Many other experts have speculated on Hamilton's future, with some predicting that he will retire soon. So, is Hamilton still committed to Mercedes? Well, following his controversial defeat to Max Verstappen in the 2021 title decider in Abu Dhabi, there was a conjecture that Hamilton could retire from Formula One at the end of last season. During the tight battle between Hamilton and Verstappen last season, Red Bull and Mercedes were bitter adversaries, and the former advisor, Helmut Marko, looks to be relishing the British driver's problems. After Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, Marko joked to Sky Sports News, "I mean, he was lapped by us, so maybe he should have stopped last year." Following his dismissal start to the season, which his Mercedes car troubled by porpoising and not having the pace to catch up with pace setters Ferrari and Red Bull, the Austrian said that Hamilton must be considering retirement. So far, Hamilton has maintained that he's 100% committed to Mercedes and has no plans to retire. Despite the dramatic and contentious climax to last season, Hamilton signed a new 2-year contract with Mercedes following Verstappen's much criticized title victory in the finale. When questioned by reporters following Mercedes' terrible start to the season, Hamilton reaffirmed his dedication to the team and his turnaround. He said, "There is nowhere else I want to be. Just because we've hit a rough patch, it is not in my DNA to back out. We can fix this. It is going to be a painful year that we are going to have to ride it out together." In an interview with Sky Sports after the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, Red Bull team principal Christian Horner said of Hamilton, "Obviously very tough for him today. He's not forgotten how to drive. It's only 5 races ago that they were fighting in Abu Dhabi. They'll sort their issues out, I'm sure. We don't write anyone off in this championship because there's such a long way to go." So, what does Toto Wolff think on Hamilton's likely retirement? Given everything he has accomplished in Formula One, Toto Wolff claims that only Lewis Hamilton will know when the moment is genuinely the right time to retire. Due to Mercedes' inability to develop their car, despite making more changes to its engine design at the start of the season than ever since the hybrid rules were enforced in 2014, Hamilton sits well behind the leaders with just 36 points and 1 podium finish. Hamilton admitted after the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix that there was nothing he could do to get his season back on track after one of his worst performances in Formula One. The Brit was lapped by his arch-rival Max Verstappen, promoting speculation that Hamilton may retire at the end of the season if his results do not improve. However, Wolff argues that the ball is squarely in Hamilton's court, assuring that Mercedes will work around the clock to guarantee he regains his dominance as the world champion. The Austrian said, "Lewis has been the most successful driver in Formula One history regarding wins, positions, podiums, you name it. He is equal with Michael Schumacher and 7 championships, and I think he will know pretty well when it's time to retire. Nobody can take away the legend status anymore. We are here to provide him with a machine that will make him capable of winning his 8th title, whether it's this year or the next." So, Hamilton is not ready to retire. Lewis Hamilton has responded to rumors that he may retire from Formula One following Mercedes' poor start of the season with a cryptic social media remark on Facebook and on Instagram. The 7-time winner appeared to dismiss any suggestions that he may retire from the sport, saying he would decide when his time was done. In a reaction to the issues he's encountering with Mercedes, the 37-year-old recently delivered a strong message. He posted on Instagram, "Working on my masterpiece, I'll be the one to decide when it's finished." After the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, Hamilton admitted that his chances of reclaiming the championship were lost after only 4 races of the 2022 season. Hamilton said on his dwindling title hopes, "I'm out of it for sure, there's no question about that, but I'll still keep working as hard as I can to try and somehow pull it back together. Somehow. There is nowhere else I want to be. Just because we hit a rough patch, it is not in my DNA to back out. We can fix this. It's going to be a painful year that we're going to have to ride out together." Hamilton was hoping to kickstart his comeback last weekend at the inaugural Miami Grand Prix, but he finished 6th instead. which is still a better performance from the Mercedes driver, judging by the fact he had a run of poor performance lately. Real stars recover. After the race at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, Hamilton cut an obviously dejected figure, speaking to the media only briefly. Following Mercedes' apology, Hamilton immediately issued one in the team. He stated, "It's been challenging to say the least. At the very least, George earned some points today. Please accept my apologies for not being able to do the same. Everyone is feeling it, and everyone is simply putting in their best effort." Hamilton also stated that his present troubles are not the lowest of his career, while Wolff expressed confidence in his star driver's recovery ability. According to Wolff, the real stars they have recovered. There is none out of the great ones that didn't come to my mind that didn't have a certain moment in their career where things didn't run properly. And that is the case now with him since a long time. He's going to help the team sort out itself, and we are sticking together through the good and bad times. Today was certainly a very bad day. So, what can we gather from this? Hamilton is a fighter. Nico Rosberg, the 2016 world champion and Hamilton's former teammate, has spoken out about Hamilton's behavior during this trying time. He said, "It is difficult to see Lewis in such a state. He's obviously down. It's still early in the season, but they're nowhere with that car, and they won't be able to compete for race wins anytime soon. As a result, Lewis finds it difficult to maintain his motivation. But I believe he'll succeed because he's a true fighter, and there is always the possibility that he will want to beat his teammates. This is extremely essential to him. With George doing so well, that could be the most motivating factor for Lewis to keep going and battling." What we need to consider is Hamilton's low performance is due to an undrivable automobile. Mercedes chief Toto Wolff apologized to Hamilton on the team radio after the race in Emilia-Romagna, saying, "Sorry for an undrivable car with strong bouncing troubles and a lack of speed, but George Russell finished fourth." Wolff elaborated on his marks, saying, "We are not good enough for a world champion, not worthy for a world champion. We just need to fix the car." He added, "Lewis deserves better from us, but we are a team, so we all need to do the utmost to provide him with a machine that can fight for the front positions. This guy is the best driver in the world, and he's just not having the machine and the equipment underneath him to be able to execute." Despite retirement rumors, Hamilton is anticipated to remain committed and helpful, believing that the team will unlock the speed and performance needed to compete. If they fail to do so this season or the next season, Hamilton hopes to return to the championship dominance, maybe jeopardize forcing him to retire. So what are your thoughts about Hamilton's Formula 1 career? Do you see him retiring soon? Let us know down in the comments section below. But that's all there is for today's video. Thank you for staying with us this far. Click the notification bell icon to make sure you do not miss another upload, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again in the next video.